Welcome back to Lego for My Sons, and today we're going to be talking about another heavy hitter from Marvel, another fake Superman, known as Gladiator. And yeah, unfortunately, my version of the Marvel Encyclopedia did not have an entry on him specifically, but it had the Imperial Guard from the Shi'ar Empire. One of the cool things about Marvel is that and why it was so diverse and why you could just really do anything with it. And you know, it's good that Disney has most of the IP back from it, except for Spider-Man. They still got to go through Sony to use Spider-Man and Marvel Cinematic Universe. But the good thing about it is that it had, I mean, from Earth even into space. So you can make space operas out of it. You can make dramas. You can make horror. It's all about what kind of writers you have. And despite these characters being fake Superman, the Superman analogs, rip-offs is what I like to call. I like to call them analogs too because they usually function as the Marvel Comics version of Superman. And one of the cool things about Gladiator is that just from me watching him on the cartoon as a kid in the 90s, like I knew he was a heavy hitter when he actually got to Earth and he was supposed to get the Princess Lalandria because her brother became a tyrant and he had the Macron crystal, another famous Marvel MacGuffin that's like a real big power up. But we'll get to that later. But long story short, like Juggernaut went to try to punch this guy, and he just stood there, and it shocked Juggernaut, and he grabbed Juggernaut by the hand and just flung him into the middle of the ocean. I mean, so that shows you the strength of Gladiator. And since they didn't have an entry on him alone, let's go with the Wikipedia entry, and then we'll see if I can remember anything else besides like watching the '90s cartoon as a kid. And recently, another character that the movies nerfed, Ronan the Accuser, was actually, and I'll talk about him later. But Ronan the Accuser was actually manhandled by Gladiator in the X-Men '97 comics, because it looks like the Shi'ar Empire is trying to conquer the Kree Empire on the cartoon. And Xavier was trying to talk them out of this conquest, but Gladiator's still doing his thing out there in space, being the Imperial Guard. But long story short, oh yeah, now I'm glad I mentioned that because something that I didn't like that occurred in the comic books, and we'll talk about it. I'll give a rundown of these. It's 3 comic books from from Quasar that talks about a fight between Gladiator and Hyperion. And everybody knows my favorite fake Superman is Hyperion. So unfortunately, he lost that battle, which, I don't agree with that, but it's always up to the writers. But anyway, let's get into it. Gladiator, or Kal-Ark, playing on Superman's real name, Kal-El, is a fictional character appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. He first appeared in the X-Men number 107 in 1977 and was created by writer Chris Claremont and artist Dave Cockrum. The character is a Strontian, and like others of his race has the capacity for great strength and various superpowers, but can only use them when he is completely devoted to a purpose. Wow, that's a big weakness. His abilities vary in accordance with the level of his confidence. And yeah, I remember reading that about him before. Like, so his weakness, he doesn't have like a kryptonite or anything like that. But if his confidence in himself is shaken, it's like that's like his version of kryptonite, and which is interesting. So, which is why I think Hyperion should be able to beat him in most fights because he's going up toe to toe with someone with the same power and abilities. I'm thinking that's going to shake his confidence. But anyway, let's see. Notable team affiliations: the Imperial Guard. We mentioned that. The Annihilators. That was another OP Marvel team. Dark Guardians, Guardians of the Galaxy. Notable aliases: Captain Universe, Kyle Kramer, Okay, so his ability: superhuman strength, speed, stamina, agility, reflexes, durability, psychionic abilities, and flight. Okay. I recall him being able to do an eye laser, but I could be mistaken. All these Superman analogs can do that, looks seemingly. But yeah, since I mean, again, my Marvel Encyclopedia doesn't have an entry on him. It looks like he beat up the Fantastic Four from the cover of one comic book. He has the thing hemmed up and along with Mr. Fantastic. Um, and yeah, let's go ahead and conclude it because Wikipedia doesn't have much. My encyclopedia doesn't have much, so all you got from me was my memories from the cartoon. Now, one thing that I also see or saw that could beat him is the Phoenix Force. Jean Grey as the Phoenix put him down pretty handily. So yeah, but he's still a cool character. I like his little logo on his chest. He has like a an incomplete triangle. It's pretty cool. Mohawk's cool. Overall cool character. A great Superman analog in the Marvel Universe. And with that out of the way, I will see you in the next one. Oh yeah, and by the way, Lego for my sons. I hope you and your sons are having fun. Support me by sharing this across various social media. I'll try to upload all this stuff to YouTube. I'm more active on TikTok, but we'll get on YouTube more heavy because in hopes of being able to garner a stable following and that sort of thing. Make some spare change along the way. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.